And with me this morning is Janelle Zakour, dietitian. And we are here for this regular segment called What's on the Menu. And good morning, Janelle.
Good morning, Carrie.
So just to clear up something, you gave some stats last week about the diabetes in regards to Trinidad. Is it just Trinidad or is it Trinidad and Tobago?
No, it's Trinidad and Tobago.
So just remind me of what those stats were.
So according to the International Diabetes Federation, 12% of adults in Trinidad and Tobago do have type 2 diabetes.
Wow, Trinidad and Tobago.
And
we are third in the world?
We are currently, yeah.
All right, so let's jump right into it because I have some wonderful looking muffins in front of me here, which I'm excited about, and maybe Rishi and Lisa will be excited about it later on too, because that means breakfast for everybody.
I hope there's enough for everyone.
So tell me, why the muffins this morning?
Okay, so this morning we're going to focus on baking tips for diabetes specifically. Now, even though I'm saying it's for diabetes, it's really just the general population. It's ways that you can increase the fiber content, lower the overall fat content, reduce the sugar content, etc. And I'm going to show you ways to do that.
All right, so let's get right into it. How can we, one, increase the fiber content?
Okay, so we're starting with fiber. All right, so the easiest way is to focus on the flour, right? So usually the initial reaction would be, let's use whole wheat flour. But whole wheat flour is very dense. The fiber content is very rich. So when you're switching from white flour to whole wheat flour, you have to do it in ratios.
Okay.
So you're not switching 100% of it at the time. So you can either do...
Is this something that like a chef needs to do, or is this somebody that at home can do it?
No, at home you're just switching out half of the white flour for whole wheat flour. So you could do a 50-50. You could also do a 70-30.
All right.
So for white flour to...
and these are percentages, these numbers you call
Yes.
Okay.
Right, so the one with the 70% white flour would obviously be a little bit lighter, but lower in fiber.
Right.
What I did with these muffins was use oats. So you can take regular rolled oats and grind it to a flour-like consistency and replace it 100% for the white flour.
So you could use your blender at home and just put some oats in and it becomes oat flour.
Yep, exactly. So with these ones, I toasted the oats to bring out a little bit of a nutty flavor and then ground it. So you may get a nice little nuttiness coming through.
So you see that flavor profile being built here, right?
Exactly. So you can also increase the fiber content by using vegetables. You can add any kind of vegetable you have at home. I mean, I wouldn't recommend using things like okra and bacon. I did try that. It doesn't work very well. But you can use things like pumpkin.
Right.
You could do, pumpkin's great at Christmas time. You could use a lot of the warming spices, so cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, etc. You could use carrot. You can make a nice carrot muffin.
And all these contribute toward increasing
the fiber content.
Not to mention the nutritional benefits of those vegetables.
You get a little extra vitamins and minerals in there too.
How do you decrease the sugar content?
Right. So what you could do is add fruits or use dried fruits instead of sugar.
Okay.
So even though they do contain natural sugars, you'll get a lot of fiber in there too.
All right.
Because it's concentrated sugar. But when you remove the water from a fruit, it kind of makes everything a little more concentrated, but you get a lot of the fiber as well. That's why what they say when you are a little clogged up, you have some prunes and it just kind of releases. Right, so it has the same effect. You're getting a lot of fiber in there.
Okay, and what was the final point, if you could just remind me?
Lowering the fat content.
Lowering the fat content, just quickly before we close off.
Okay, so...
That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. So what I did with these muffins in particular was use bananas, mashed bananas, instead of sugar. Instead of butter or oil. So what this does is it replaces the saturated fat you would get from using butter.
Right.
But what is lost is that creamy factor. So you know when you whip butter, air is trapped in the fat, and that makes things a lot lighter.
Right.
You can get around that by whipping things like bananas, pumpkin puree, even applesauce with a little bit of sugar and a little bit of oil to get that fluffiness.
All right. Well, that sounds excellent, Janelle, and we have to stick a pin in it here right now. But again, this is a running segment, so we'll continue this topic from next week as well.